Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm so stoked because I'm going to show you my planning system. So this is my Asana. It's where we keep all my tasks, all my projects. I have an amazing task batching system, color-coded system, and this is the exact thing which we use in my business to make sure that we genuinely never have meetings. So super stoked to show you that, but before we get into that, I'm gonna go get a coffee. We're just in Battersea Park right now in London. There's a little coffee truck. I'm needing some caffeine before I get into filming this whole video. Let's go. All right friends, got my coffee in hand. We are ready to head back home. We're gonna cross over the Albert Bridge. It is, people say, the prettiest bridge in London, and I have to agree. We just cross over to get back to Chelsea, which is where we live. It's pretty now, but it's even prettier at night when they light it up. I'll have to show you another time. But yeah, let me show you this bridge. It is absolutely gorgeous. Then we'll get into the Asana stuff. Today we are talking all about how I organize my Asana. From color coding to time blocking and task batching, I'm going to show you just generally how I approach my planning with Asana, how I organize my life, how I organize my business, how I organize my calendar. I actually don't even use a calendar. I literally just use Asana. And then I'm going to show you the best part of my Asana, and that is how we use this tool with all of my team so that we never have meetings. And when I say never have meetings, like I mean never have meetings. The last meeting I think we had was 2 months ago, and it was a staff social. Like, that's the last time I saw my team on Zoom. So we're not constantly having meetings, and the key to that happening is actually having a extremely organized project management system and everything being housed in there. I was chatting with my husband's cousin the other day, and he runs an Amazon marketing business. He also has team all over the world in different time zones and everything. He was talking about like, I just like never have time to get any actual work done because I'm constantly having to meet with people. And I was just like, what are you even meeting about? Like, what are you talking about on all these meetings? Like, I don't understand. The reason they needed so many meetings was because there wasn't like a bigger organization system to the business in general. That is why they constantly had to meet to figure out like, where are you? Where is that? What's a priority? Who's doing what project? Where are we on this? Finding like roadblocks and fixing them and everything. And again, we just do all that in my Asana system. Before I actually show you into the system, I just want to talk about how I generally approach planning of my life and my business. My goal is to have in 1 week, one to do or one major task that week. Any week that I have this, I get so much more done, like so much more accomplished in that week when I just have one major focus. I feel like that's probably for everyone, but I feel like it's especially for me. I'm just like really not good at doing multiple things at a time. So say a goal for the week could be, for example, I'm creating course content, or I am planning a launch, or I'm running a launch, or I am recording a bunch of YouTube videos. I do not do like a YouTube video one every week. These are definitely recorded like in batches. I think if you can manage in your business 1 week, one to do, that is heaven. Now, if you're thinking like, oh no, well, I have all these clients or I have all these different projects and they're all overlapping all the time, I can tell you that there is definitely a way to restructure the business and the client processes or your systems in order to make this happen. It truly is possible once you have really nailed it. So for example, back in the day, designing websites, most people would do like 5 clients over like 4, 6, 8, 12 weeks and just have a ton of clients, whereas I would just do 1 client for 1 week or 1 client for 2 weeks. Highly suggest, if at all possible, if you can get it to be 1 task 1 week, that is gonna make you so much more productive. The next thing I do, which you'll see, is task batching. So anytime I need to do something which requires similar, I don't know, mental capacities or setup, I try to do that all at once. So for example, anytime I do have calls, so like mastermind calls, or if I want to do an interview with a student, or we're chatting with affiliates, like those are the types of meetings and calls which I still will have. And those, we try to batch them all onto Wednesdays. It's the day where like, as long as I just get my calls done, I'm satisfied. You might be wondering like, what about all those small little tasks? Like, oh, you have to email that person back, or oh, you have to get something for your taxes together or whatever. All those little things, I also tend to put them on Wednesdays. I basically just choose, if there are little things that pop up, I just push them all to one day in the week in my Asana to make sure that I'm not getting distracted from the one major thing I need to work on every day by having those little things get in the way, and I just put them all on one day of the week. I can just knock out all those little small things, and then again, the rest of the week, I have time to just focus on whatever my focus is. I do calls on Wednesdays, video creation, that gets batched, course creation, that gets batched. Basically, anything that happens consistently, I pick one day or 1 week where I'm doing that thing, and that makes a world of a difference. Okay, now I've covered that. Let's actually go into the system. I want to show you inside of it. Okay, so this is what Asana looks like on the back end. It's what I come into every single day, and then it tells me, what should you be doing today? So these tasks have been populated because at some point I've added it onto my calendar, like today you need to film these videos. When new tasks get assigned to me, or I add things, they pop up here into recently assigned. You can either assign them for today or for upcoming. That's what I tend to do. And so anything today I put in here, and then I can drag and drop these to reorder them. If I had a call that day and it's at 5 p.m., then I'm going to drag that kind of below, and then I organize all my tasks in the list to be like from top to bottom. And so I take into account thinking about like, okay, am I going to go to a coffee shop and work? Then I can't be recording videos or something. And so again, I drag my tasks so that I reorganize them into how I want to accomplish them that day. So the first thing I do when I sit down for my work day is to come into my Asana, look at the tasks that I have for the day. If there's anything I'm like, oh no, I don't want to do that today, or something got added to my thing, then I'm just like, perfect, gonna put that. I go into calendar view then, and then I move tasks to whatever is feeling like the right option for me. If I see on one day, I'm like, oh my God, there's way too many things, then I start dragging and dropping them over. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is how I use my Asana, both as a calendar and actually as a project management system. A lot of my personal life stuff interacts with my business stuff. I have a flight to Toronto on Saturday, or I'm going for a horseback riding assessment lesson tomorrow at 11 a.m. Those things affect when I'm going to do things in my business. Anytime I have an appointment in my life, I've put it into my Asana. I'll put people's birthdays in here too, because again, I look at it every single day, so therefore I remember to wish them a happy birthday or whatever it is. That is how I use it as a calendar. I literally, anytime like I have something at a certain time, I'm like, at this time, whatever it is. And this is especially a thing because, for example, my audience, I'm in London, so my audience tends to be in the US and Canada. And so sometimes I do have to do calls in the evening. And again, that changes. Like, I need to know that I'm doing a call at 8 p.m. because then that changes. Oh, I can't go make like personal plans that night. That's why all the personal and all the business stuff is in here together. The other thing you'll notice is that all of my, or most of my tasks are in green, and there is a reason for that. What we do in order to enable everyone in my team to see each other's tasks, we all have a project, which is literally just our recurring tasks and goals for the week. When you tag it with that, everyone else can see what their projects are and what their tasks are, which tends to be extremely helpful. It's just useful if you're assigning something to someone to be like, what are they working on today? Are they busy? And so you don't need to message them to figure that out. You can just go into their Asana and you can see like, oh, they're doing 73 things. Okay, maybe I'll stick that on next week instead of this week. So also, if you're wondering like, how do we use this to never have meetings? Then great question. First aspect of that is everything is in Asana. Like, there is no task that does not live outside of Asana. It's all in Asana. The first thing is like actually using the system. I find that people who are having constant meetings is there isn't one central organization place that everything lives. And so once everything is in here, that helps significantly. And again, you can go look at what is people's workload like and you can figure out what's a priority or set a task as a priority. The other thing is that we use a lot of Loom videos inside of our Asana tasks. Anytime we do anything recurring in the business, like say if I was doing like a client project or if I'm running a course launch or something, we already have an entire, I can show you, products, launch. This one was this is our launch template. So when we launch a course, this is all the things that happen. When we've created this once, we have created all the steps that are relevant in a course launch that have to happen. And then we put into these tasks Loom videos that when we duplicate this and a new person is now responsible for running the launch, they don't have to ask any questions. We don't have to give them some huge training. It's like, okay, go through all the tasks, watch the Loom videos, and then let me know if you have any questions. It basically, again, cuts down on the need for meetings because if everything is in one place, if all the tutorials are in the same place that the tasks are assigned, that means way less meetings. The other thing which we have just started doing inside Asana, which I don't know why we weren't doing this before, is vacations. So if any of us are not working for some reason, then we stick it in Asana. Key being is that if someone goes to assign you a task and then they realize like, oh, they're not even working that week, well, I probably shouldn't give it to them. Whereas if you have your like vacation calendar somewhere else, like on Google Calendar, I'm realistically not actually going to look at that before I assign someone a task. And I don't want to assign someone work when they're on vacation. So now we create ourselves tasks, put our public project on it so that everyone can see, and then we put like, we're on vacation. So again, coming back to the fact that like I kind of use it as a calendar and as a project management system, That's what I mean. So the real key to productivity inside Asana is using repeatable tasks and repeatable templates. So this could be a template as in like an entire project template, which this is an example right here of this is one of our launch templates. So every time that we go to do a launch, we don't have this issue of like, what do we have to do right now? Or like, oh, we need to remember to do this on the emails before we do that or whatever. Like there's no like things just popping into your brain, because when it does pop in your brain, you put it in Asana as a task. And then the next time when we duplicate this project, it's in there again. So like you're not missing things, dropping things, forgetting about things, doing different tasks in the wrong order, which then affect each other and they have to go back and fix something else. It's like everything has been thought through ahead of time as to what's going to happen, what needs to be done, and then when exactly it needs to happen. And so I've organized it into like 6 weeks before a launch, all of these things happen. 4 weeks before a launch, all of these things happen. 2 weeks before a launch, all of these things happen. Similarly, for our editorial calendar, for every single video, we have the category of it, we have a number, we have the video title, the thumbnail text, the outline, the call to action, and then we have the steps in the actual project, which then get assigned to different team members, and then we put dates on those things. And then we have statuses on them for where is this. We have the different statuses: needs recording, needs editing, is finished, needs outlining, needs preparing and scheduling. So as we go through, you'll notice, so these here are darker. So as a piece of content gets closer and closer to being published, and we change the color to then show us how close to completion it is. So the ones which are dark are all finished. We use the color-coded system. We also have our template. So anytime I go to create a new content idea, I just duplicate this template or duplicate the task, and then all the like important information and all the subtasks and everything are already in there. And especially if, for example, I had like in edit video, if there was like a tutorial to go along with edit video, then again, I don't need to go like find the URL for every single time I create a new piece of content to remind the person like, hey, here's the tutorial on how to edit the video, because it would already be in there. So that is the beauty of that is the real key to productivity, I feel like, in Asana, is making use of the templates and duplicating things. Speaking of the editorial calendar, if you want more on how exactly I set up this editorial calendar, how we manage it, all those things, happy to share that with you. Just let me know in the comments below if that is of interest to you, and I will definitely go ahead and create that in the future. All right, I hope that was helpful for you, getting a peek into how I organize my life and business with Asana. But remember, if your biggest issue in your business right now isn't just the organization of the back end of your business, but maybe is also finding clients, so you have some clients to put in your Asana project, then do be sure to get your hands on my creepily accurate quiz. It's called Which Client Finding Method Matches Your Personality Type, so you can land lots of clients in a way that you actually enjoy, and then pop those client projects into Asana. As usual, if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It super helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. And before you go, be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell button so you can be notified of more fantastic content just like this to help you along your web designer dreams. And if you're looking for more fantastic content, then I highly suggest checking out these videos too before you go.